there. Welcome to this episode. Have I got someone special for you? I am sharing with you Nisha Shrestha, who is a senior scientist. She is a mom. She is a researcher. She's amazing. She's also originally from Nepal, and I had the deep honor of being her coach. So welcome. I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for having me.
No, I tried to cover the awesome, but I mean, you're so awesome. Did I forget something? Is there anything you want to add?
You're totally good.
Okay. Fantastic. So I touched on it a little bit, right? You're a scientist. You're a parent.
Yes.
You did coaching. You are from Nepal. So I know, and the listeners can guess that you have a lot of brave stories. So which brave story do you want to share today?
I want to share about this overcoming the fear that I am not good enough. Oh. And I was stressed. Though the executive teams, they were supportive, good work environment, everything. But I always felt that I am not good enough. I self-doubted myself and low confidence just because I felt I am not good enough.
Yeah, I've been there. And I remember, Nisha, when we first started working together, because, okay, so quick step, dear listeners, behind the curtain. There's a process of onboarding new clients. And Nisha and I knew each other over Dora, which if you have not listened to her podcast, put that on your amazing to-do list. But in the onboarding, I asked questions about the health of the company, the culture of the company, how how a new client's home is, the relationships they have, management, colleagues, hobbies, like all the things. And I knew from our consultation, Nisha, that you were like super freaking stressed. You were working in your mind all the time. Right?
That's true.
And yet things were really good on the outside, like almost picture perfect. You have this wonderful, right? You have this wonderful relationship, this gorgeous child who you just adore. I think like her daycare is in the same building or something. Like, I mean, y'all, it looked picture freaking perfect from the outside. Yep. Support, like you said, from the executive line, doing work that matters. I mean, come on, what work are you doing? Let's tell everybody, what's the work you're doing?
A big thing. I work for a company who's curing cancer.
Did y'all hear that? She's curing cancer. Okay. She's curing cancer. It's fine. It's fine. We still get to listen. She's amazing. Right? And yet you were so stressed. And what you just shared with all of us is it was the fear of not being good enough.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So what did you do? How did you start to work through that?
I must say that I always feel that I have an angel around me who always brings good people in my life.
Oh.
So.
Oh my God, yes.
And I was just sharing my story to one of my good friends, and then she told me about her story, and then she suggested to ask me she suggested me to invest in myself. So I seek for help.
Yeah.
And that's how you came in picture.
And that's how I showed up at the ball. So you asked so first of all, you were super vulnerable with someone that you trusted.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you asked for help.
Yes.
And then you invested in yourself. Yeah.
Right.
Oof.
The good thing was I was never afraid to ask for help.
Ooh, let's talk about that. That is not true for me. I am little Miss Independent who thinks she can do everything on her own the first time. And then I'm like, oh, I should definitely ask for help. How is that true? You're not scared to ask for help.
Well, I normally ask for help from the people who I trust, not like from the every other people, but just for people, who I trust, who I believe in, um, the good people.
Oh, that's gorgeous. So as you were working through the fear of not being good enough, what were some of the shifts that helped you? Okay, I'll just be real blunt. In one area of my life, this is something that I'm also working on, being good enough. I have a middle schooler now. And it's bringing up so many memories for me and so many feelings and so much fear. And so I'm working with an amazing one-on-one coach. Shout out to her. And there are things that I'm doing that are helping me work through the fear of not being a good enough parent to parent a middle schooler, like into puberty, through puberty. So for our listeners, what steps did you undertake, or what shifts did you create?
The big thing I did was to believe in myself. That's the big shift, actually. Just believe in yourself, love yourself, and then you see the world in a different dimension.
How did you do that? Like, did you meditate? Did you journal? I don't know. What did you do? This is amazing to hear, by the way, because I was your coach. And I'm like, that's fascinating.
Isn't it? Yeah. So, somebody told me, in bracket is Nicole.
It's me. That's hilarious. I'm like, give me the answer. And you're like, so anyways, you told me. That's hilarious. But isn't that often what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me what I said.
That I'm a people person, so I take that as a compliment, and that's true. I told you that I'm always surrounded with good people, whether it's my husband, my family, friends. It's always with good people. So I tend to share my whatever good thoughts, bad thoughts, vulnerability, whatever to the people, and it helps.
So when you shared what was going on?
So I was sharing this thing to my coach, and then she said that it's only your thoughts. And that was true, that, I was not believing in myself. I would tell you, like, I thought like I was not good enough. Yeah. And that was the reason. And then I started to believe in myself.
Yeah.
It's about sharing these things.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I want to add a little bit of more depth into it.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to share. We early on, we did an exercise together where I was asking you, okay, so when you feel confident, where is that in your body? How do you know you're feeling the confidence? And you gave me this like very thorough, very fast answer. And I was like, okay, she knows what confidence feels like for her. And then kindness, and I'm like compassion, frustration, anger, love, like all of these things. And you are so in connection with your feelings. Yes. And I was like, okay, so your body's on board. Your body knows what confidence feels like. Right? So what is going on up here in this head of yours?
That's the thing, right? So many things going in my head. I was not able to declutter them.
And that's why for you, there was a good amount of teaching, but there was also decluttering because you already knew the feelings.
Yes, totally.
Right? Whereas like other clients who've been on this podcast or are listening to this, women who are listening to this are like, I don't know how confidence feels in my body. I have no idea, but I'll tell you exactly what I believe.
Right.
This is what I believe. This is what I think. This is what goes on in my head. And so for you, yeah, now I understand why you were really focusing on the decluttering. Because
Mm-hmm.
you like, I feel like, and this is true for me as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably true for all humans, is that we've been taught things
Yes.
and we believe them, we
Right.
accept them, we put them into our mental library, but they're actually not true. You are good enough.
Thank you.
You are smart enough, right? You perform just based on the results that you get at work. We know you're damn good,
Thank you.
right? We
Yes.
know that for sure. So that's really
Mm-hmm.
powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that story with us and
Yeah,
being
of course.
so vulnerable and sharing how. Which brings us to your
Uh-huh.
brave role model. Who did you want to share with everyone?
I have many brave models in my life. I just see people and I just tend to grab their, good qualities inside me. If I have to name few, that would be my grandfather, my dad, and my mom. So my grandfather, he is this amazing person, a very loving, warming, um, and he always had. He's no more with us. He always had this divine smile in his face, very focused, um, and very calm. And you know, sometimes I just feel like he's different. He just sees the world in different ways. So the thing that I see on him is like a person who is devoid of, greed or hatred or ego or desire or jealousy, a pure divine person. So definitely I look up to him as well.
Wow.
The second person would be my dad. He's my superhero, like a wonderful person, a brave, strong, like, he's the person who did not, uh, you know, how do I say it? He showed me what is success and failure.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just taught me that if you get success, you don't want to overjoy yourself. And if you fail, what you need to do is you get up, you fell, right? You get up, you dust off, you prepare yourself, and you continue your journey instead of being depressed or like, being sad or
Yeah.
disappointed. So he
Yeah.
taught me this valuable lesson.
Yeah. So you don't get hooked into the success,
Yes.
right? You don't get like these feelings of grandiosity, but
Right.
also you don't get hooked into disappointment or depression, but you let both of them move on.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, wow. Oh, that
He's a
explains so
strong
much
person.
about you. Wow. Okay. Hi, Dad.
Good
That's
at.
fantastic. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, he's the person, I've seen, or I have like unconsciously, I would say I have studied his life. I even can write a book on him. He's the person who,
Mm.
how do we say it? Person who can rise like a phoenix from ashes. So he's
Oh, wow.
that strong.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Wish I could be like
Beautiful.
him.
You are. Okay, so let's be real. You are.
Okay.
You are. You are a woman in a
Mm-hmm.
scientific space.
Mm-hmm.
You are also an immigrant.
Right.
You are also a parent. You rise. You
Thank
rise like a
you.
phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yep. And I have my mom as well. She taught me how a wonderful human being should be. Actually, I just watch her as well. She's very kind hearted, loving. caring, and she has this selfless attitude, always
Mm.
positive, happy, and
Mm.
dedicated her life to family.
Mm.
So
And that
see,
fulfills her as well.
yes,
Wow. Oh, what a beautiful ancestry circle you have.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Family is very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you so much.
Um, Also, I want to include my husband as a brave, role model. He is so focused, he's very calm, very supportive, and a wonderful, amazing person.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got a shout out because you have spoken. I've never gotten to see him, but you've spoken so highly about him. And I do think that that's one part of your very successful
Yes.
career and parenting and growth.
Yes. Without his
Yeah.
support, it would have been very hard.
Yeah. That's the truth of it. Well, I know that in this conversation, I definitely reflected on my fears. I
Hmm.
think that you've been very brave in sharing this. And I want to point, I kind of said it, but I want to point listeners, I want to point something out. You know the answers. And having a partner, so Nisha shared how I was her partner, but having a partner can help you uncover your answers.
Yeah.
But you just heard me hear back the wisdom I had offered as if it was brand new to me, right? And I think that that happened a lot in our conversations too, right, Nisha? Like you would
Hmm.
uncover your wisdom.
Yes. Yes. That's true.
Yeah.
Unconscious things are over there. It's just like has to be unraveled.
It just has to be unraveled. Damn. That was good. Is there anything else that you wanted to say about your coaching experience or your growth experience in the last 8 months for the listeners? Is there anything we didn't cover? Oh my God, we covered so much. Is there anything that we didn't cover?
Well, we covered a lot actually. Yes. You know what? How I see this is like, so in life you just go in green zone where you're happy, all the good thoughts, positive, everything positivity, and there is a red way, right, where there is like a um, fear, like anger, not happy things in that red zone. So sometimes people, they are not aware that they are walking in that red path,
Ooh,
right? So
yes.
like they're not aware of that. That leads to loss of bad things like depression, anxiety, and all this thing. And I think it just helped me to pause for a moment. I was there. I knew I was aware of that I was in that zone, but I just do not know the way to come out from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
and and then you just help me with saying like, hey, pause,
Yeah.
pause there.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. And with me and with my parenting, like what I love, I'm totally building on what you just said because you've really inspired my head and my heart are like leaping around. What I love about investing in myself and
Mm-hmm.
how you've invested in yourself, right? Is
Yes.
we do it through other channels. You did it through me. I do it through other situations, other people, groups, hobbies, relationships, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We've been indoctrinated that
Right.
we can only do that when things are really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Women emotionally, only when I
Mm-hmm.
feel really horrible can I invest in myself? And men physically, right? This is why men report, and this is like been highly studied. This is not my theory. There's like brilliant people who have studied this. Men will not go to the doctor until they're in like agonizing pain. So something can be bothering them for over a year before they'll go. Women emotionally. Okay. And so what I find really fascinating about that, and fascinating about building the skill of bravery, building the skill of self-investment, is that the more we build that skill and build that muscle, the less frequently we'll wait until we get into the red zone.
Right.
So for example, in my parenting, in the story that I shared, I was nowhere near the red zone. Right? But I know that I'm walking in that direction, or I was walking in that direction. Right. And I knew it wasn't my parenting. It was my beliefs and my skill level about parenting a child going through puberty that brought up all these stories for me. And we don't have to wait for the red zone. We don't have to wait to suffer. Yeah. We can notice it and know that life includes hard times and big feelings, but we don't have to wait.
Nope.
Yeah. Damn, this was a good conversation. Oh, this was great. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you were here.
Yeah, same here. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Well, when people want to follow your amazingness and get the news that you've cured cancer, where should they follow you?
You can find me in LinkedIn.
Perfect. Okay. And I will put the link into the show notes for sure. Oh, Nisha, you are a joy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Until next week, brave it up. Hey, before you go, if you find the brave concepts I share in this podcast useful and you want personal, in-depth support to reach your brave goals, I invite you to apply for my 6-month one-on-one Build Your Brave coaching package. I coach you and I teach you everything you need to know to get clear, get going, and become your brave you. Imagine you and me together for 6 months, building your bravery so that no matter your goal, no matter where you're starting, we celebrate your results. You will stress less, you will work less, and you will earn a lot more. Go to tricksteinbach.com and schedule your consultation. Till next week, brave it up.